Long ago, in the small kingdom of Kapilavastu in ancient India, a prince was born. His name was Siddhartha Gautama, the man who would later be known as Buddha. From a young age, Siddhartha was surrounded by luxury and comfort. His father, King Suddhodana, shielded him from the harsh realities of life, hoping that Siddhartha would one day become a great king. The young prince had everything he could ever wish for, but despite the comforts, Siddhartha felt a deep sense of unease. One day, despite his father's efforts to keep him sheltered, Siddhartha ventured outside the palace walls. What he saw that day changed his life forever. He saw an old man, frail and bent with age. He saw a sick person, suffering and in pain. Lastly, he saw a funeral procession, people mourning the death of their loved one. These sights were shocking to the young prince who had never been exposed to suffering. He realized that life was not just about luxury and pleasure, it was filled with suffering, illness, and death. Siddhartha was deeply moved. He began to question the nature of life and the reason behind all this suffering. Why do people suffer? Why do they age and die? These questions haunted him. Despite having everything, he felt an emptiness inside, a void that could not be filled with material wealth. He realized that true happiness and peace could not be found in the fleeting pleasures of life. So, at the age of 29, Siddhartha made a bold decision. He left his palace, his wife, and his newborn son to seek the truth. He wanted to understand the root cause of suffering and find a way to overcome it. For 6 years, he wandered through forests, studied with wise teachers, and practiced severe asceticism, hoping to find enlightenment. However, despite all his efforts, the answers eluded him. One day, after almost giving up hope, Siddhartha sat under a Bodhi tree in deep meditation. He vowed not to get up until he found the truth. He meditated for days, battling his inner demons, his doubts, and fears. Finally, after a long and intense struggle, he attained enlightenment. He understood the nature of suffering, its cause, and the path to its end. From that moment, Siddhartha became known as Buddha, which means, the Enlightened One. Buddha realized that life is inherently filled with suffering, which he called dukkha. This suffering is caused by our desires and attachments, our constant craving for things to be a certain way. We want pleasure, we want to avoid pain, and we become attached to people, things, and ideas. When these desires are not fulfilled, we suffer. Even when they are fulfilled, the joy is temporary, and soon, we crave something else. Buddha taught that the way to end suffering is through the Eightfold Path: right understanding, right intent, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. This path is not about extreme self-denial or indulgence but about living a balanced life. It's about understanding the nature of reality, being kind and compassionate, and practicing mindfulness. Buddha's teachings spread far and wide, bringing hope and peace to countless people. His life lessons teach us that true happiness doesn't come from external possessions or status. It comes from within, from understanding the impermanent nature of life and letting go of our attachments. It comes from being compassionate, living ethically, and cultivating inner peace through mindfulness. In a world filled with desires, competition, and endless pursuits, Buddha's life reminds us to pause and reflect on what truly matters. His teachings are a beacon of light, guiding us toward a path of wisdom, compassion, and inner tranquility. Buddha's life lessons continue to inspire people worldwide, offering a timeless message that transcends cultures and generations. It is a reminder that the journey to peace begins with understanding ourselves and embracing the present moment.